Group. Lab Addicts Music 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 Group.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up? It's your boy Maas. It's Tuesday. It's time for another edition of Adult Conversations with Maas. Hope everybody had a good weekend. First thing we got to do is give thanks to the Most High for allowing us to be here. I've been looking at my Facebook timeline and let your people know that you love them. Because we never know when we will leave this earth. We never know. If people knew when they were going to pass away, there's so much that you would do in that time, but none of us know. So we must tell people that we love them on a daily basis. Because you never know when you're gonna leave this earth. Um, Angie Stone. Angie Stone passed away last week in what's being said was a car accident. But there's extenuating circumstances involved in this. And I don't know if any of you all have seen. So before I even get into tonight's conversation, which is, I'm asking, is America the greatest Ponzi scheme ever created? But before we get into the financial matters of the United States, I want to talk about Angie Stone. Angie Stone was a singer, songwriter, rapper. I didn't know that Angie Stone was 62 years old, 63 years old. Carl Sweets, what's going on? YWG, what it do, what it do? I didn't know that Angie Stone was 63 years old. But last week, Angie Stone passed away in a car crash. It was believed that she died in a car crash, but now it's coming out that she was alive. She was pulled out of the van, and that she was then hit by the semi truck. And if you've seen any videos and you see how the semi truck veered over and hit them, it makes you wonder. And this video that I'm about to play for y'all, it's about 8 minutes. But Angie Stone put this video out a couple weeks ago, basically stating that she had been being robbed by her record label for years. She had a legal team that she had put together, and they had did their own digging, as well as I think she had some accountants. But she had a team of people that she had put together that basically had said they had irrefutable evidence that Angie Stone had been robbed for all these years that she had been in the music industry. But before we talk to politics, I want y'all to watch this video. And then I have another video after this video of the lady who pulled Angie Stone out of the van. And when you all hear this, it's going to change the way you look at. Well, it's going to make you say, was it an accident, or did somebody purposely kill Angie Stone? So let me find this video. Just listen to to some of the things that Angie Stone said. And I want to give a shout out to YTV. They are the channel that put this up. So yeah, go check out YTV. But check this out. This is crazy.
Family, it's your girl Angie Stone. I did an impromptu this morning. Happy holidays. I'm just going to wait for some people to get in here. Some stuff I need to talk about. I didn't go about it just set up way, mainly because I've been dealing with a lot the last month, a whole lot. And I'm just here to let you know I am so outdone with things that have been going on in and around me. And because we're at the end of 2024, I kind of just want to shut it down. Looking forward to 2025. I want y'all to go like and share, get some people on this live, mainly because I'm about to reveal some stuff that, Lord just told me to talk about today. Going out of this year, going into a new year, I need to bring you guys up to speed with some things that I've kept very
Over the shoulder trick shots are hard. Saving money on car insurance shouldn't be.
Right.
personal into myself. Some things I wanted to share and other things I didn't want to share, but now I'm okay to reveal some things that is probably going to shock some people. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time to get some people in here because it was a lot for me to get on here and do this. I mean, this last month has been trying. First out, I want to shout out all the people in Detroit. I had a show that was supposed to be with Music Soul Child, Marsha Ambrosia. Shout out to Raheem Devon for standing in for me. I had something happen that caused me not to be there, but God just needed to sit me down so I could focus on me. So before I go into just, what I experienced, what I went through, I want to let you guys know I almost didn't make it through this process because it was something that just kind of hit me. It was a day or so before I was scheduled to fly out to Detroit. And I was very excited. All the tickets were bought, the hotels were paid for, the band was ready to go. And then I got hit with this crazy news, and it kind of threw me for a loop. So I figured I better share it with you all, and you can pass it on, because just because we're in the industry doesn't mean we're not human. Things happen all the time, and unfortunately, when this happened, I just wasn't prepared for it. But anyway, it caused me to miss that show that I was super, super excited about. Go ahead and get somebody come back to the live. Like I said, I don't want to have to say it again. I haven't even told my team that I was going on today. I just threw up my light and just put on a little something just so I could get with you guys. All right, we got some people in the room now. I'm going to wait for about 10 or 15 more people to get on, and then I'll share a couple of things with you that are going to be shocking.
You haven't seen this video.
But
This
anyway,
video is
nonetheless,
yeah.
I just want to say hi to all the people that are
Now,
joining my
what
live. Let me
else
just see
got
who
to
you
say?
are.
It's going to add some
Let me see.
reference to
Lady Hayes, hey there. Freeway, Rick, Elegant. Oh, that went too fast. I'm sorry. Hey, Lynn, Miss Tiff, Quantum Guru. Merry Christmas to all of you. Jay Rossi, Denise Pretty. Oh, you're beautiful as well. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Texas. I love you guys. Thank you for, coming on my live. Like I said, y'all are in for a bit of a treat. Maybe for some people, they might be happy that it happened to me, because everybody don't wish good things for you. Some people wish bad things for you, and I continue to pray for them. Somebody's calling my line, but I can't answer her call because I'm on the live right now. But I will say this. It has been one heck of a ride. This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out. And, okay, I'm going to wait till we get those 50, 60. We had 51, Let me see, can I get 70 to 100 people in the room right now before I reveal some very, very interesting information. And it is like a double-edged sword, because I'm going to tell you one thing and then I'm going to get to the worst thing that could possibly happen to any artist after 45 to 50 years in the business. The worst thing that could happen. It has, of course, happened to me, and I'm constantly in prayer for God to forgive the people that have wished me ill will, or done anything to remotely get in the way of the gift of
Are you looking to start your own business? Well, look no further than busy.com. Right now, we'll complete your
sharing with my fans. Okay, we're at 45. Let me get 50. Let me get 60. And I'm going to give y'all 5 more minutes to get some more people on this live. The devil is a liar. You're right. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, by the way, the Christmas song, All I'm Missing, is #1 in several countries. We put it out on the 15th of November, on the 14th of November. The devil tried to stop that. It was snatched down, then it was put back up. He tried to, of course, blame it on me, but it wasn't my fault. However, the song prevailed after everybody bailed. The song went all the way to #1 and is steadily climbing the chart. So if you guys have never heard my mechanicals, they've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over.
So basically, her music, they took ownership of it, didn't give her any of the credits to it. Basically, they've been collecting her money for all this time.
Over to people that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family.
What up, it's Mr. X to the Z Exhibit Y2.
So that was Angie Stone back in December. May have been right before the new year, or right before the new year, where basically she called out her record label, said they were stealing from her, and that she was coming to get her money. Now, last thing a company wants to do is report to their investors that they have losses. And they were going to have losses. They were going to have to report to their shareholders, and the shareholders see that money's not coming in, people stop investing. Could this record label have set it up for Angie Stone to pass away? Is it plausible? But here's the other video, and then after this, we'll talk about this for a couple minutes, and then we'll get into today's discussion. But here is the lady who actually pulled Angie Stone out of the vehicle. So they said that Angie Stone died during the crash, which didn't really make sense because there was 9 people in the Sprinter van, and she was the only one that passed away. They said she passed away in the van, and now it comes out that she wasn't even in the van when she passed away. So listen to what this lady has to say.
Seemed out of it, and I was holding her hand and she was wobbling around, and I said, baby, you got to sit down. And then the next thing I know, I flew and I fell down to the ground, and it felt like something not ran over me but brushed over me, like something just swiped over my body. And I got up and I could hear screaming.
This lady helped Angie Stone out, was talking to Angie Stone, and then Angie Stone got hit by a truck. Now, I don't have a video where I've seen but if you see the truck didn't hit any brake. The truck didn't try to hit the brakes. There's no brake marks in it. It's just plowed into. But could these people have done something to Angie Stone? It's a crazy situation, especially when a lady came out a couple months ago and said that the record label was stealing from her. She was owed money, and she had attorneys and accountants that had went through her books, and basically they had found a whole lot of discrepancies in terms of her money, her credits for music, and things of that nature. So I guess they will get to the bottom of what happened to Angie Stone. But I just wanted you all to see that because I was thinking about what could I talk about before we get into today's topic, and Angie Stone was one of the. I was like, well, yeah, let's talk about Angie Stone because it's weird the occurrences that have happened around her death. But tonight, Sweet said, I think when celebrities try to go for their royalties, they come up unalived. It does happen. It does happen. It does happen. And I would go as far as to say, not even not even it's not just it's not just recording artists. It's even actresses and actors. And there was a man that came out a couple years ago, and this is Randy Quaid. And there are people that are saying that there's a concerted effort for people not to. When people come out and talk bad about Hollywood, things tend to happen to people. And this man, Randy Quaid, a couple years ago, I saw this video a couple years ago, and he pointed out some things. So let's listen to what Randy Quaid said about what happens to people in Hollywood. This is taken from CNN.
All right, I'm going to read a statement, and afterward, turn it over to my attorney, Catherine Sass, for any questions you may have. Help! That's not the statement. For the past 20 years, my wife Evie and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. 3 of these individuals are Hollywood lawyers and a business manager, all of whom I hired 20 years ago to handle my legal and business affairs. They're Alan Wattenmaker, my former estate planner, Warren Grant, my former business manager, and Lloyd Braun, my ex-attorney. These 3, along with a few others whose professional services I've engaged over the years, have conspired together to steal my property, my money, and with the aid of specific individuals at 2 major studios, Bruce Berman certainly being one, have gained access to my royalties revenue streams. These people have been able to do these things through the creation of a phony probate file, phony living trusts, secret bank accounts, fake loans, bogus corporations, smear campaigns, and false arrests of my wife and me. They have been aided and abetted in their schemes by the entertainment division of City National Bank's Roxbury branch in Beverly Hills. This particular branch is a major financial hub for the entire Hollywood industry, with the cooperation of certain individuals within City National's entertainment division. Business managers, lawyers, and agents have been able to misappropriate my assets, life insurance policy, and royalties through various client trust accounts and bogus loans taken out in my name without my knowledge. The president of the bank's estate planning division told my wife that the bank prefers dead actors because they don't get in the way.
It's the same thing that Angie was saying. Her work was misappropriated. Her royalties were not coming to her. She was basically not being paid.
These former employees of mine have further reached out to their relatives and contacts in Santa Barbara County to take civil disputes and turn them into criminal complaints against us. To be clear, we did not defraud an innkeeper, and we did not trespass on our own property. Up until a year ago, Evie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on.
Being racketeered on. Racketeered. Yeah. What we're talking about is just for entertainment purposes. This is all alleged. This is it's just information that I've come across on the internet that we're just looking at and we're just talking about what happened to Angie. We don't have any inside information. We're just looking at things. Why is it? Why 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 would a company not want to pay a person what they're rightfully due? So, and I'm not in the music industry, so I don't know, but when one feels they haven't been paid correctly or to the terms of their agreement, can those people go to the Department of Labor? Like, people that work for a company and the company you work some overtime, but the company is not paying you the overtime. They're spreading your overtime hours out in your pay so that they don't have to pay overtime. You can go to the Department of Labor and they can look into these practices to get your money. Can people in the music industry not go to the Department of Labor? And I'm ignorant to the facts of that, so that's why I'm asking. YWG said, I believe that Prince and Michael Jackson were taken out by record companies to get them masters. They said Prince had so much music in his vault that they could put a record album, a brand new album of music out every year for the next 100 years. That's how much music they wanted that work. Is that what you're saying, YWG? They wanted that. They wanted those masters. Prince changed his name to the artist so that he could basically do another contract. Because Prince he couldn't even use his name. I think that was one of the contentious points in the Dave Chappelle. Is that basically they said, we own your name. He's like, you don't own my name. Do these companies really not want to pay the artist what they're due? Or do they feel like they don't owe them that? Almost we said they didn't want them to have control of their music and anything else. If you don't have rights to the music that you wrote, that you sung, that you composed, what do you own? So when artists work for a record label, they have no rights or ownership to their music. Why would anyone why would anyone sign with a record label? Why wouldn't people just do like Master P and just go the independent route and keep all the money? Cash Money Records. Why? And why do these companies feel like they own these people? Are these the more and more I look at it, are music artists slaves by the contracts that they've signed? What up, Hurt? What's going on? Yeah, Michael Jackson had acquired the Beatles masters. He also had Little Richard's masters. He gave Little Richard his masters back. He bought Little Richard's masters and gave. Yeah, people don't know that Michael Jackson was. Yeah, Michael Jackson was a good dude. He bought. Yeah, bought Little Richard's rights to Little Richard's music and gave him his rights. He owned the Beatles catalog. I think he might have even owned Eminem's catalog. If I'm not mistaken, I think Michael Jackson even owned Eminem's catalog up until that point in Eminem's career. Eminem, I mean, at the time Michael Jackson passed, he basically said he owned 50% of Sony. through the acquisitions of people's masters that he had acquired over the years, all under the nose of Sony. And they wanted those masters back. Paul McCartney wanted his masters back. Yeah, Michael Jackson, he bought Eminem's masters as well. Michael Jackson was a shrewd businessman on top of being the best dancer, entertainer ever. Nobody close to Michael Jackson. Chris Brown. Do you all believe that Angie Stone's accident was an accident? Now that you've seen that video of her talking about the record label was stealing her mechanicals, her royalties, her songwriting credits, basically her music was not registered with ASCAP under her or anything. Because when your music is registered under ASCAP, under your name, they get paid quarterly based off how many streams, how many times their music is. They get paid. That's how they live after they're not no longer making music, because they live off of that stuff. Like Baby Got Back. Baby Got Back is used in so many commercials that Sir Mix-a-Lot said he made more money after he retired from Sir Mix-a-Lot. I mean, from Baby Got Back than when the song was out. So it's big money when you have the ability to own your masters and to license your work. If you don't own that, then the record label will license your music out and get paid. YWG said the record company tried to convince me, kids, to come out to say he was. Yeah, the record labels tried to convince kids to say that basically Michael Jackson was touching him to ruin him. And that's the same thing that Dennis Quaid talked about in that video, about how these people were trying to come and tear his reputation down so that in the event that he would come to get his masters, they could say that something's wrong with him. Do you all believe that Angie Stone's accident was an accident? Was there intent? Was that the truck flipping over, and was it all a stage? And basically, the truck was, and the person that drove the truck that ran Angie Stone over has quit their job, so you can't get in contact with this person. They've quit their job. They weren't charged. They can't be contacted. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in right now. Grandma Sweet said her death was pre-planned. Her death was pre-planned. Chantel said anyone who comes out speaking against the music industry always end up dead. Is that what happened to DMX? There's numerous people that we could bring up who had untimely situations after they opened their mouths. Sweet said the question is, are they really looking for the trouble? We don't know. We don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to Point that out to you all. We just passed 40 minutes in the show. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. We went over 1,700 watch hours, y'all. We're getting closer to that. We're getting closer to monetization. It's coming. It's coming. I should be about over 1,800 after last week's hours get posted. But yeah, we moving. We will be monetized and we're going to continue to grow. Got some new subscribers this week. Got a whole lot of views. I think I had my largest, my best month ever in terms of not maybe not in terms of watch hours. I think I got like 500 watch hours this month. So all the thanks is to you all just have been watching the videos. I appreciate y'all because if y'all didn't watch the videos, I would be doing. Are they looking? Are they actually looking for the truck drivers? You would hope, because the thing is it's vehicular homicide. So why wouldn't they question him at least? It's a vehicular homicide. This lady died at the hands of a truck driver. Now, whether he's going to be charged or not is irrelevant of them speaking with him to get some idea of what happened. But for people to come out and just say, "Oh, he quit the job," they're not going to look. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But just wanted to bring that up. Excuse me. Just wanted to bring that up just based off of everything that I've been seeing that's been going on around Angie Stone. Sad situation. And it just seems like the angle of the story keeps changing. Keeps changing. First she died inside the truck, inside the Sprinter van. Then she didn't die inside the Sprinter van. The lady pulled her out. And then the lady was talking to her and a truck came and just ran Angie Stone and sideswiped her. She could have lost her life as well. So I just thought it was something that something we could, something discussion. And we will move on. Do you believe that America is the greatest and largest Ponzi scheme ever? Do you all know what a Ponzi scheme is? What if America was a big Ponzi scheme? What what commodity is money backed by? Because some of you all are, I mean, the people that are in here that are over 40 years old, we remember a time when the notes were covered by gold. Said it on the money. The money, it doesn't say that on the money. What commodity backs the money? What holds the value of America's money? Is it military might? Because it's not gold. What is it? What backs the money that's in your pocket? What gives value to the money that's in your pocket? Does anyone know what commodity backs adds value to the U.S. currency. It's not oil. It's not gold. What gives American money value? YWG said the USSS Reagan backs the money. So is it military might that is the barometer of how strong the dollar is? Because if money is being exchanged and there's no value to it, that is a Ponzi scheme. What commodity other than military might gives U.S. currency value? Because we know it's not gold. What is it? These are things these are things we must know. What commodity gives value to the dollar? When you go to Saudi Arabia, UAE, you know oil is what backs their money. Is it the Federal Reserve? Are they the orchestrators of the largest Ponzi scheme ever? The Federal Reserve, they're not a federal, they don't have any authority. The name is just the federal, it's just a name. There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. They print the money. YWG said U.S. currency is an illusion. Is the U.S. a giant Ponzi scheme? This is stuff what gives, I mean, when you go to work and work 40 hours and they pay you in that money, you have to know that there's some value behind that because you've given your value to that company through your work. Are we working for nothing? Is that just like, is it monopoly money? What gives the money value? Because if there's nothing that backs it, it's the definition of a Ponzi scheme. First video I got for y'all tonight. Is the U.S. a giant Ponzi scheme?
Is the US economy just a giant Ponzi scheme? Let's talk about it. A Ponzi scheme is where people expect a good return on their money based on their faith in the schemer in chief. They have little or no idea what the investment is. In reality, the earliest investors are paid off by money coming in from new investors, and usually there are no hard assets except cash. A pyramid scheme is similar. Earlier participants are paid off by later investors, but usually everyone knows what is going on. Newcomers know that they have to hustle and bring others in to make money. They both depend on increasing numbers of participants or they will collapse. It is inevitable, like the sun rising or getting stuck in traffic that day you have to be at work on time. For the economy, it requires fresh new faces. Population growth is mandatory to maintain a growing economy. New workers pay for older and retired workers through health maintenance, and they buy stuff to raise their standard of living. When they raise their standard of living by buying more stuff, they put a bigger burden on the environment, which is already unsustainable. Also, when these new workers raise their standard of living, they quit having as many children, so the crop of fresh new faces to keep this cycle going is blighted. Governments and economists insist that growth is the only way to maintain our existence. What they don't like to advertise is that it's unsustainable. There isn't enough arable land, portable water, metals, stuff like that to keep this going for a long term. It will collapse eventually. Because the participants are being kept in the dark about this by the perpetrators, our economy resembles one big Ponzi scheme. However, the money doesn't go directly to the top. It's collected in layers like a pyramid scheme. Workers on the bottom, managers next, and governments with its layers, while the wealthy parade around on the top layer. Take a look at the backside of a dollar. Look at that pyramid. See the eye? That's not God's eye. That's Jeff Bezos looking into every aspect of your life to turn it into a buck. So the economy also has characteristics of a pyramid scheme. If all Ponzi or pyramid schemes collapse, why hasn't this one? Portions of it have partially collapsed and then rebuilt, but we haven't ravaged the planet quite enough yet for it to all come tumbling down. We are at a precarious moment in history where just one event could topple this whole charade. There are many things that could go wrong, and we don't have sufficient backup systems and we don't have another planet to go to. Under capitalism, it's now extremely hard for the average Joe to bootstrap out of poverty. The people you elect to office don't work for your well-being. They work for the people that give them money. If that entails buying monopolies, cutting out environmental regulations, reducing taxes on the wealthy, raising taxes on the poor, then so be it. So really the only thing to do is vote. One of these days, the Ponzi schemers will be tarred and feathered and run out of town. Then we'll sit down, have a beer, and discuss the future as though we were civilized, intelligent creatures. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe the US economic system is one giant Ponzi scheme? If you like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing. I talk about money and everything related to it, so don't miss out. And as always,
Shout out to Cal Talks Money. Do you believe that the U.S. economy is a giant Ponzi scheme? Or is that money just to give you an illusion for your work? What gives value to the U.S. dollar? What is the U.S. dollar backed by? What is the U.S. currency backed by? It's not backed by nothing. Then that 100 that's on that paper don't mean nothing. YW said, according to the phony starts, Elon said the SS Social Security, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that right now. I have that video pulled up. Why would Elon say Social Security is the biggest part? What would be the reason that he would say this? Why is Elon Musk isn't even an American? Why is he some top authority on everything American? Why is this man this dude that dodged the draft in South Africa through his Canadian mother? How is this guy coming over here telling us like he's some what is he's a billionaire? He has to be smart. Who gives him the authority? This dude came out and said that a five-star general was a traitor. And this dude's a draft dodger. Like I said, I'm independent. I talk bad about Republicans and the Democrats and some independents. So, yeah, don't get twisted. I'm not beholden to any of these people. They not doing nothing for me. Who made this guy the top authority on everything American? Somebody please tell me that.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
Oh, so, well, people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately, but the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying with you're paying like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue. Far. Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
Yes.
Okay. There's our present day debt, but then there's our future obligations. So when you look at the future obligations of Social Security, the actual national debt is like double what people think it is because of the future obligations. So basically, people are living way longer than expected, and there are fewer babies being born. So you have more people who are retired and that live for a long time and get retirement payments. So the future obligations. So however bad the financial situation is right now for the federal government, it will be much worse in the future.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. The way he explained that is Social Security a Ponzi scheme. It's the government a Ponzi scheme. What do our taxes pay? The money that we pay in taxes, where does that money go to? What does that money do? Because if we pay taxes every year, the national debt should go down. Where is that money being allocated? The money that we pay to the Federal Reserve every year, where is that money going? Who is that money going to? Why didn't you say the U.S. prints its own money? Correct. Whenever they need some money, they can print it up. Carmel Sweet said the U.S. prints its money, but yet says that we are low on funds. How can you be low on funds if you go in there and print some money out? It doesn't make sense. Why does everyone think Elon is brilliant? All he has is money, and that don't make you smart. Correct. The money that is paid in income taxes every year, that money doesn't even make a dent in the national debt. What is that money being used for? Please, somebody make it make sense. Make it make sense to us. Coming up on 1 hour of the show, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the page. Where does our money go? Where does income tax, if the money is not being paid to the national, money's not being, where does the income tax money that's taken out of my check every paycheck, what does that money go to? Because if there's money coming out of every working American's check on a monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis, what does that money go to? Every single American pays taxes on their work. 25% of your check. Sometimes 28, sometimes 30% of your check is going to the government. Where's that money going? Why are we $1 trillion in debt if we pay taxes every month, every week, every 2 weeks? We pay taxes at the end of the year. Some people have tax bills. Why are we in a national debt? Where is that money going? What does that money do? I mean, we are investors, we are stakeholders. They have to tell us something. What is our? Why do we have $1 trillion debt if every American pays taxes? 30% of your check goes to the government before you touch it. Government gets their money before you touch it. And we're $1 trillion in debt. What's going on, Jude? Where is that? What is that money being used for? Damn. Why are we giving Ukraine $150 billion if we're $1 trillion in debt? Tell them to go to the Federal Reserve and get that money. Where's our money? What does our money go to? Every single American pays 30% of their check to the government under FICA, Social Security, and federal income tax. Why is the government broke? You can't say the salaries of employees because the employees in the federal government are 1/10 of the total population of America. So, nah. Why can the United States of America, that's $1 trillion in debt, how can they loan money out? Can they loan money out? How can the government loan out money if we're $1 trillion in debt? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, this next video that I'm going to play, it's from the segment is from a video entitled "The Global Economy is a Pyramid Scheme," and we're going to look at the section on fiat currency, which a lot of people say the American dollar is fiat currency. If you don't know what fiat currency is, you'll know once this video. It's fiat currency and then goes from fiat currency into Ponzi scheme. So we're going to watch this, and it is astonishing. Is U.S. currency fiat currency? Hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have some understanding of what gives value to the American dollar. Because right now, I don't know. Maybe I'll know by the end of this show. But here we go.
By removing the link between gold and the US dollar, President Nixon created a system where all currencies were backed by nothing. This is what is known as a fiat currency.
Fiat currency is currency that's backed by nothing except government promises. The word fiat is a Latin word, and it basically means currency that's circulating by force. If people have confidence in that currency, and if there's enough government force, that will enable the currency to circulate for a period of time until people lose confidence in the currency.
There is no nation on this planet that currently uses money. We all use currency. There will come a day when everybody knows the difference.
Money is a medium of exchange, and the way it has evolved is that it's always something of intrinsic value until the modern age. When the politicians say, well, we don't need anything of intrinsic value anymore, all we need is political decree. We can say this is money, this piece of paper is money. Now money has a new characteristic. But underneath it all, there's this same concept in place that nobody ever seems to challenge, and that is that governments have a right to declare something of no value to be money, and you must accept it. That's really the problem, and it's still the problem today. It's destroying the economies of the world.
With currencies no longer backed by anything real or tangible, their value was measured only in relation to each other. And because countries with relatively weak currencies could make products cheaply, countries devalue their own currencies to make them desirable trading partners.
Every paper currency measures itself against the dollar. So if the dollar goes down, the other central banks respond to that, and they try and intervene in the foreign exchange markets to ensure that the impact doesn't hit their domestic economies.
What is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investment scheme that promises high returns for investors with little or no risk. Sounds too good to be true, right? That's because it is. In a legitimate investment scheme, the money invested is used to build wealth, typically through low-risk ventures like stock or real estate portfolios. Over time, this generates enough income to pay the investor back their initial investment plus some profit. A Ponzi scheme, on the other hand, promises massive returns quickly. How does it accomplish this? Instead of using the money invested to build wealth, a Ponzi scheme simply brings in...
As American citizens, are we investors into the corporation of America? Unknowingly? Are we unknowingly a part of a Ponzi scheme where basically the corporation of America, we are the investors who pay the money into the Ponzi scheme? Is that what this is? Or am I thinking too hard? Am I thinking not hard enough? Please let me know.
in more investors to pay off the previous investors. And because these new investors have also been promised large returns, the scheme must then find an even bigger group of investors to pay them off. All the while, the creators of the scheme are skimming cash from...
And is this the biggest reason why they're fearful of zero population increase? Because if there's no workers, the Ponzi scheme tumbles.
From each group of investors. Because a Ponzi scheme doesn't generate any wealth itself, it must constantly bring in larger and larger groups of investors to keep functioning. Eventually, no more new...
That brings in more money for the government other than our 30% that they take out of every check. That's some money that they know they're going to get on a weekly, monthly, whatever basis. They know that they're getting 30% of your check.
New investors can be found, or large numbers of previous investors all cash out at the same time, and the scheme collapses in on itself. By this time, the perpetrators of the scheme have siphoned off tremendous amounts of money for themselves, while the investors are left out of pocket and out of luck.
Is that why they say that there will be no Social Security money when it's our time? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Is that the what does the Ponzi scheme end when we are supposed to get our Social Security? Is that when it ends? This is what it sounds like. I'm looking at these videos. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that we're the back end of a pyramid scheme, and when it comes time for us to get our payout, we're not going to get anything. Am I misunderstanding this, you all? Am I misunderstanding this? Because that's what this sounds like. It sounds like we've been putting into a pyramid scheme with our 30% of our checks every paycheck. And now when it's time for us to get our payout, Social Security, there ain't none. Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. What do you all say? Does that sound like a pyramid scheme? We've been putting into the pyramid scheme our entire working careers. Now, when it's time for us to get our payout of Social Security checks, there ain't no money. Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me. Sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me. What y'all say? I mean, and if I am, if I'm wrong in how I'm seeing this, please tell me. But that's what I hear, and that's what I see. That's what I hear, and that's what I see. And again, I'll say, where does all our money go to? Is American currency fiat money? It's not backed by anything. Like that man said, military might. Is that what gives our money value is our military? And is that why China says they ready to fight? Exactly. And that's what I was going to bring up, Carmel Sweets, is the goalpost on Social Security changes every 3 to 4 years. Is that to keep the Ponzi scheme going? Because if retirement age was what it was when I was younger, 67, I'm only 14 years from retirement. But no, retirement went from 67 to 78. Is that to prolong the Ponzi scheme? Is that to prolong the pyramids? That's the way I see it, you all. We're paying into this pyramid scheme. Every paycheck they take money out of our check for Social Security. We're paying into the Ponzi scheme. When it comes time for us to collect due on our money, they're saying that there won't be no money. And that's not me Putin. That's just cushion rubbing on this chair for y'all think I'm over here squeezing them out. YWG's mother retired at 62. If it was 62, I would have 9 years. The goalpost keeps changing because they have to continuously keep money coming in. Barking up the wrong tree, y'all. Coming up on an hour and 15 minutes in the show. Hit the like button. Yeah, we're gonna. I have a list of topics that we're gonna start talking about. We're not just gonna talk about relationships and don't know. There's so much. Yeah, this topic that we're talking about tonight is tangible to us. There will be no Social Security. They've already said there'll be no Social Security for us. That sounds like a pyramid scheme. Chantel said, that's because they know a lot of people won't make it to that age. Right. How you gonna say so? You get your Social Security at 78 and a man's expected life expectancy is 76. Make that make sense. We are paying into a pyramid scheme that we're not gonna get a return on. we're paying into a pyramid scheme that we're not going to get a return on our investment. You can't tell me that I've been working all these years and I've been putting in money in my Social Security, and then you're gonna tell me that I'm not gonna get any Social. Make it make sense, you all. Why do we have to pay Social Security tax if there's not gonna be Social Security for us when we're ready for it, when we're of Social Security age? That's like telling you it's gonna be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The end of the rainbow is retirement, and there ain't no pot of gold waiting on you. And you can't tell people that they've been worked 40 hours a week or 60 hours or 80 hours or whatever amount of hours you're working. You can't have these people out here working and the money that they think they're getting paid doesn't even have any value to it. What y'all think about that? We work 40, 60, 80 hours a week. We're putting into this pool. There ain't gonna be nothing for us. It's a pyramid scheme. The Social Security retirement age has gone from 62 to 67 to 78. Is that to keep the Ponzi scheme going? Federal Reserve has nothing to do with the United States of America, but they influence our money, our interest rates. Just think about that. The Federal Reserve is not a federal. There's nothing federal about them, but they control what money goes out and the interest rates. If enough money ain't coming in on this Ponzi scheme, raise the interest rates. We need some more money. Seems like a pyramid scheme to me. Colonel Sweet said, "Yeah, we got to work longer. Then when you work more, they take more out of you. They take out more money, and you don't see that money no time soon. So they give you a 401k for no reason. People that work overtime, after you have worked all those overtime hours, they throw you into a higher tax bracket because you've made more money, and then they tax you at a higher rate, and you don't even make no money off of them overtime hours. You don't even make no money off of them overtime hours because when you make that money, that overtime money, they're putting you in a higher tax bracket per your check, and you get taxed at a higher rate. So you're working extra time, you're working overtime, and they're giving you time and a half or double time or whatever it is. But in the long run, you're making less than what you was making. You're making less than what you made just working your regular hours because it's taxed at a much, much higher rate. That's why it used to be when you work all those over, you had 100-hour check something coming. You go in there and you change exemptions to 10. Then after you get that money, And you get your check, you go back in, and you change your exemptions back to zero. You can't do that no more. There were ways around paying all those taxes on overtime. There was ways around it. But now, you go in there, you tell them you want to change your tax exemptions, and you have to go through the company you work for to get the forms to change your taxes. Then you have to send it to them. They have to notate it. A lot of companies they didn't like doing that because they knew what you were doing. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be taxed at a higher rate. I worked 60 hours overtime for the 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm changing my exemptions to 12 so I can get all my money. Can't do that no more. YWG said maybe this is why they make our food the way they make it to keep. Yeah. Yeah. They would rather you, just like they wanted just like Angie Stone, she died before she was able to get the return on her investment. They're banking that you're going to die before you have to get Social Security. Then if you get Social Security at 78, what you gonna get it for? A couple years, 80? I mean, unless by God's will you live to be 100 and something. You don't even get a return on it. Nothing that we invest in, we get a return on. I pay all this money to my insurance company, and I don't get no return on that. If I pay them some money and I don't have to get my car, no work done on my car, what's the return on investment on that? And then if I do get a wreck with my insurance rate goes up. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. You pay your money into it. That's a pretty, come on now. I pay my money to an insurance company to ensure that if something happens to my car, that it can get fixed. And then after all the years of me paying money to your insurance company and y'all fix my car, y'all raise my rates by 200. Come on, man. Make that, somebody please. Everything is meant for us to not get a return on investment. Everything is geared for us not to get a return on investment. Chantel said, I honestly believe insurance companies and more they're all involved. I wholeheartedly believe this is why insurance companies deny life-saving procedures. You pay your money, and then the insurance company tell you, "Oh, we're not going to pay that." Oh no, sir, we're not going to pay that. We didn't agree that. No, I paid y'all all this money. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I pay you insurance to ensure that my car will get fixed. If I'll never have no wreck, why can't I pay money into my insurance account? And if I don't have no wrecks, why can't y'all give me some of that money back? It don't make sense. I'm paying for insurance so that something happens to my car and get it fixed. And then when something happens to my car and I get it fixed, y'all raise my rates. That's hey man, but you have to have it. You can't drive without it. And now it used to be they go back and I just switched insurance companies, so yeah, it's fresh on my mind. They used to be that they go back and they look at 5 years if you have no. Now they're going back 9 years. They keep changing the goalpost on us, y'all. Now they're going back 9 years. 5 years, 5 years ain't enough. We got to go back 9 years to see if you got any. Man, come on, man. You can't make this stuff up. Everything, I'm telling you, the way I be looking at stuff now, I want to believe that America's not a Ponzi scheme, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. We are investors in the corporation of America. And our investment is them 30% of taxes that they take out of every one of your checks. When it comes time for you to get your portion of that money that you done put in, you're not going to get it. That's a pyramid scheme. That's a pyramid scheme. I didn't when I was in college and they was trying to get us to come to them pyramid scheme things and man, you come in, you invest $200, you get 3 people in, man, you go get. I wasn't dealing with them now, so you think I can't look at what America's doing and I can't see I can't see a pyramid scheme? What because you're the government and you tell me it's not a pyramid scheme? That don't make it not a pyramid scheme. All it took for me was to go to one of them meetings and to know that these people gonna get your money and you're not gonna get nothing. I went to one pyramid scheme meeting. I walked out because I knew this is for some stuff for suckers. So I got up through. And America is trying to play us like suckers. How can the national debt grow when every American citizen, every check, before you get your check, it knows how much you get paid before you get paid. Your company sends your money to the government before you touch it. Tell me that ain't no pyramid scheme. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me that it's not a pyramid scheme. It's either a pyramid scheme or we're investing in a corporation. Or is it both? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. America is designed to extract as much money out of you as they can. You don't even have to be a citizen because if you go to jail, you're not considered a citizen. That's why they can't vote, and they still making money off of their heads. They are even if they in jail and they're not considered a citizen, they still putting into the Ponzi scheme. Chantel said, I was told that my insurance company approved my claim. My copay was $2,148. Make that make sense? And the copay is about $20 to $60. $2,148 copay. That's insane. That's not insane. That's a bill. YWG. I was told by my insurance company they track your mileage through repair shops and oil changes. Peep that. The insurance company tracks your mileage through repair shops and oil changes. Yeah, because when I told them that I drove less than 12,000 miles a year in my car because I work from home, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me until 6 months after, and then they raised my rates. And then when I changed my insurance, they had the nerve to say, "Well, can we get you back in 6 months?" No, don't hit me. I told y'all was charging me too much when y'all charged me, and y'all didn't do nothing about it. So no, don't hit me in 6 months. I'll hit you if I want to change back, but don't hit me. Why I want you to hit me in 6 months if I left you because you wouldn't lower my rate? I don't want you to hit me in 6 months. For what? You couldn't lower my rate when I asked you to. You gonna lower it in 6 months? And get the hell out of here. No, don't call me. They don't care what you make, they want their cut. Government messages your money before you get they go through your money and man, hold on, I'm gonna take all the crispy clean bills. I'm gonna give them the old bill. Yeah, you get the leftovers. Just think about that. You work 30% of your check is coming out is going to taxes before you even touch it. 30%. Then, depending on your benefits, your benefit payments and all that stuff, that's another 5%. And then on top of that, you got your 401k that you could probably be putting between 5 and 10% in. So it's another 10%. So after you haven't even touched your money yet, and already 45% of your funds are gone before you've even touched it. Now, tell me you a slave without telling me you a slave. Before I even touch my money, 40%, 40 to 45% of my money is gone. Before you even touch it. And there's nothing you can do about it. YWG said he get his paycheck. She come home with the look on her face like she got violated. Before, if you make $1,000 a week, you make $1,000 a week. After taxes and everything, before you've even touched it, you probably got between $550 and $600 of 1,000. Work, and the government takes up to 40% of your money before you touch it, and we're in debt. And these people try to tell us we can't manage our money. They take 40% of our check and we got a debt. They take 40% of everybody in America's check and the country's in debt. Make that make sense. YWG said he was doing 20% of his 401k. He had to knock that down to 10% because of what's going on to pay the bills. Tell me what's the biggest. Tell me that ain't the biggest. Tell me that ain't the biggest scheme in the world. Before you touch your money, 40% of it is gone. Before you touch your money, 40% of it's gone. Think about that. That's why all these other countries They people can fly out of the country and go everywhere and take month-long vacations because their government doesn't treat them like a slave. People from other countries come over to America and work, and they say we don't get taxed like this in our country. No, America's the only place. America eats its own. $1,000 at 44% tax, which is taxes and 401k and everything, you bring home $644 from 1,000. That's why when they say I want a man to make 100K, 100K is just it's after taxes about $60,000. You're truly not making 100K until you're making 125 or over, depending on how you do your taxes. $100,000 is about $65,000 after taxes. You truly make $100,000 cash when you make over about $125,000 to $130,000, depending on how you do your taxes. So, yeah, $100,000 is $60,000 after taxes. Yeah, $100,000 is $60,000 after taxes. So yeah, you make 100,000, but you're not bringing home 100,000. You're not bringing home 100,000 until you make more than about $130,000. Then you're bringing home $100,000. But $100,000 is about $60,000 after taxes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. As we come up on an hour and 40 minutes into the show, we're talking about is America the largest Ponzi scheme in history? And talking about that, just we're looking into other things that are Ponzi-ish. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in America that's Ponzi-ish. I'm making up a new word. A Ponzi scheme has to have continuous in continuous cash flow coming in to support the narrative of the Ponzi scheme. Money stops coming in, it crumbles. Hence, they raised the Social Security limit from 62 to 67 to 78. Went to 67, I think went to 72, then it went to 78. Who lives to 78 years old on an average? On an average, the only people that live to 78 are white women. And I think they like 79 point, and they not even 80. It's like 79 something. White women have the longest life expectancy. Black men have the lowest life expectancy. It's like 74, 72, 70. Yeah. So on the lower end of that scale. And if you're single, it's even lower because we're meant to be together. Is America a Ponzi scheme? And I say, just from looking at from the outside looking in, yeah, it's a fucking Ponzi scheme. Because what people don't understand, you got to look at it like you when you look at it through this lens. There's the why is America in debt? They have hold on. Let's see, U.S. population. U.S. population over, and we're gonna say 18 because by the time you're 18, everybody's working at 18. The U.S. population over 18 is 326.7 million working adults. 326.7 million. If they took $100, they took $100 out of everybody's check. $100. 326. 326.7 times $100. That's 3.2 billion. 3.2670 billion dollars. And that's one paycheck. How is our nation in debt? That's one paycheck. That's one paycheck. 326.7 million people, if they took $100 out of your check, that's it's 32.67 billion. Why is the country in debt? Now, times that 32.67 billion times 24. Why is America in debt? Unless some people are taking money off the top. YWG said he can retire from his part-time job in 2029 with a 100% paycheck. He's going to try his hardest to be around because 78 is sketchy at best. 78 is sketchy at best. And that's, we're just in, not that we want to talk about finality and things like that, but who's going to make it to 78? There would be some. There'll be some people that make it to, but on the law averages, a lot of people are not going to get that Social Security. It's a Ponzi scheme. Because if they're getting $32 billion every paycheck, if it's two paychecks a month, if they took out $100, that's $64 billion a month. 64 billion. Clear that. No, 65 billion a month times 12. 65 billion times 12 is $780 billion. Why is America broke? Why is America in debt? Because we know they take way more than $100 out of your paycheck. Why is America broke? Unless some people at the very, very top of this pyramid scheme are skimming off the top. You can't tell me you can't tell me some people at the Federal Reserve is not touching that 65 billion a month that they're getting. I mean, it's more than that because taxes are more than $100 a paycheck. But I'm saying if they just took $100 out of everybody's check, they would have 65 billion every month. But they're taking out 30% of our checks. This is way more than $100. Well, WC, you have to count on water, food, medicine, stress, and air shortening everyone's long. Yeah, I mean, when you look at when you look at the raw numbers like that, how is America in debt when the American people are giving them $780 billion more than that a year? That's just if they took out $100 a check. $780 billion a year. But America has a debt of $1 trillion. Make it make sense to me, y'all. Sounds like a pyramid scheme. All this money is going in. Somebody's taking money off the top. And then we still have a debt. There's some rich people working at that damn Federal Reserve. We're coming up on an hour and 47 minutes. We got about 13 minutes left in the show. It's been a really, really good conversation we've been having tonight on is the United States the world's largest and biggest Ponzi scheme. When I said I wanted to do this conversation, I really set into this with an open mind. And in having an open mind, my mama didn't raise no fools. My mama didn't raise no fools. And you're gathering in excess of $1 trillion a year in just taxes. America should not be in debt. And another thing is, Americans shouldn't pay income tax. Americans, we shouldn't pay income tax. The government shouldn't be on our necks. The government shouldn't depend on our taxes to function. The government is a business development model in itself. So why do we have to pay taxes? Why do we have to pay taxes? The government is its own business development department. Why? Because there's a Ponzi scheme. And we're unknowingly a part of it. And we're not going to get our return on investment because we're not getting Social Security. Mark words on that. They'll raise the limit to Social Security at 82 before they let a whole bunch of people get Social Security because they already seen what can happen when our grandparents retired. When all those, when all those people retired, they needed workers because there was no money in the kitty. Because all of these people that made it to 62 were getting 100% Social Security. They said, "Oh no, we can't. It's got to be a." They said, "Oh no, these people are living longer than that. They can't retire at 62 and us pay them 100. No, we got to raise this." And it's been raised and raised and raised, and the goalpost just keeps getting further and further and further away. Who works to 78 years old? Who? Who works to 78? Companies don't want to hire you after 45. You get age discriminated out of a lot of jobs because they want the younger people in there. You don't want your old ways in there. But they say we got to work till 78. Who's the what? I'm gonna be in Walmart at 77 years old. Let me see your receipt. Let me see your receipt. Let me see your receipt. No, I'm not gonna be him. YWG said his plan is to take whatever 401k money he got and leave the country. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm next show Thursday. Teaser for next show Thursday. Thursday show will be entitled "Can I Afford to Live in America?" That's what we're gonna talk about Thursday. Can I afford to live in America? It's becoming increasingly harder to make it in America. That's Thursday show. Can I afford to live in America? Because it just seems like this Ponzi scheme trying to take a whole lot of money. That's why it gets increasingly harder to want to work for somebody. Because you can never, you will never make your true value. And you have to come to terms with that. You will never make your true value in your life. And you have to come to terms with that. Nobody values you like you value yourself. No company will ever pay you your true value. And we have to come to grips with that. And you can do it for so long. Then at some point you just check out. It's America a Ponzi scheme. YWG said he's on team. I'm gonna get the out of here. All Ponzi schemes collapse. All pyramid schemes collapse. It's just a matter of time. We're already living under fiat currency. Our money is not backed by anything but the military's might. TMI Santiago, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Everybody go over and check out TMI. He's in Pattaya, Thailand. Go see what TMI done got himself into today. Go see what TMI done got himself into today. Pontoon Joe, the meows come in. Pontoon Joey come in meowing. We're talking about, is America one large Ponzi scheme? I'm just throwing a lot of information out there. I haven't said either or. I'm just putting information out there for you all to look with a little more of a discerning eye to the things that are going on around you. Pattaya, Thailand. If it's a beach, TMI gonna be on it. She's in a beach way over in Thailand. Wow. TMI, that's the Friday night show. TMI said he's having unprotected sex with the pros. Whoa. Okay. 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 Okay, TMI. Hey, man, get it in. Get it in. But yeah. You have a country that's taking in excess of $70 billion from the American people on a monthly basis, and they're broke. They're taking in excess of, what did we say, 700, almost a trillion, in excess of $1 trillion in tax money. Why does America have a national debt? Where is this money going to? Who is skimming off the top? Because you can best believe somebody's skimming off the top of that money. YWC said black folks are expatting to Thailand. TMI, since you, okay, we're going to ask you because TMI, we've been talking, and basically a lot of people are saying that they're moving out of the country once they get their 401k. You over in Thailand. I know I don't know if you went, you came home and you went back. But the times that you have been in Thailand, do you run into a lot of Americans that have left America and live in Thailand now? Yeah, TMI, wow. TMI, have you been seeing a lot of Americans that have moved to Thailand? And are you planning on moving to Thailand, or are you just visiting for a little, not for a long time, just for a fun time? Because people are leaving America. Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland. You know what Dave Chappelle said about her? Said she wore underwear with pee holes. Yep, TMI said yes. He's been seeing a lot of Americans that are leaving America and moving to Thailand. In American money, how much does lunch and dinner cost in Thailand, TMI? How much would a nice, okay, so TMI said a few black expats. Okay. TMI said half the time he's gonna be in Dominican Republic and half the time he's gonna be in Pattaya. Okay, okay. But you won't be in America. Well, I know you're gonna, yeah, you're gonna come on, man. You gotta go to NY, man, and get some of that Long Island love every now and then, man. Come on. YWG said the cost of living is great in Thailand. YWG went to Thailand. He was there for about a month. Sat down next to a tiger. I think it was a stuffed tiger. It wasn't a real tiger. But okay. TMI said you can get a nice dinner for $7 in Thailand. And that's not a McDonald's dinner. That's a cooked meal for about $7. $7, you can't even get McDonald's with that. You might be able to go to Wendy's and get the $5 biggie bag. I don't know how nutritious it is, but yeah, you can get you a big. But yeah, $7 for dinner, and that's a cooked dinner in a restaurant in Thailand. People, I mean, yeah, we'll get. We're gonna talk more about that on Thursday when we talk about does it cost too much to live in America? But yeah, we talking about Ponzi schemes and people taking your money. America, I don't know where the money goes, but is America a Ponzi scheme? Is America a pyramid scheme? Have we been active participants in a Ponzi scheme our entire life with the taxes and the stuff that we pay into Social Security and things like that? Because we've been paying into this pyramid scheme all our lives. And now that it comes time for us to collect our Social Security, there won't be none. Sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me. Something to think about. It's your boy Maas. This has been another edition of Adult Conversation with Maas, where we talk about is America Ponzi scheme. I'll see y'all Thursday when we talk about has